Chapter 55. Chris is on the shore, foraging. Most of his amulets were sold over the weekend. He must be replenishing his stock of raw materials. What's he doing, says Jeremy. Collecting lumps of rock? Yeah. Well, he is. It's what he does. Jeremy doesn't ask me what Chris does with the rock, so I don't get to explain that he carves them into whales. He asks instead about what I want to do after school, if I've thought of a career. Again. I have homework, I say. Can't it wait, Munchkin? That does it. I have to get home. Not really. I should have stayed in bed. The following day, Mum calls me for breakfast. It's not often we get to breakfast together on a Sunday, but we had no guests in the hotel last night, so she's making coffee and cinnamon toast in the apartment, and her phone is turned off on the table. Oh, so that's what you look like, she says. It's been so long. I growl. It's a primitive response, but she's used to it. Jeremy had to go back to Dublin suddenly, she says, but he'll be back down on Friday. Then he's taking a few days off next week because he feels this is more important to him now than anything. But if it is, why did he leave without saying goodbye? So I'm thinking, she says, girls' night in tonight? Long overdue, but what with the chaos of the last few months, what do you fancy? I don't know, I say. Embroidering vests with broken skulls? I was thinking tattoos, she says. With my name or Jeremy's? Oh, yours, of course, she says. Seriously, Angel, you want to go out on Mr. Ganley's boat, see if we can spot some whales? Can Chris come too, I say? The point is for us to spend time together, love. We've been having quite a hectic time, you and I. But Chris knows everything about whales. He could tell us where to go. We settle for pizza and watch Casablanca again. On Monday, I walked down the bus determined to sort things out with Grace. I hate not being friends. But what does she do as I approach? She hefts her school bag up onto the seat beside her and stares out the window. I have no choice but to walk past her to the back of the bus and sit beside Theo. At least he's never liked me, so nothing has changed there. He smells of aftershave, but lets me sit down. For the rest of the week, I sit in the first free seats up front. Easier to get on and off without being ignored by Grace. Even Dylan seems to have someone beside him all the time, and when we sit nearby, he seems to get distracted by some conversation, and we never get to actually talk. Weirder still is to come. Friday evening, I'm looking forward to Jeremy being back down, or, if he takes Mum out, to hiding in my room. I arrive home full of weariness and swamped by how unnecessarily difficult things are, and how unfair. And I step into an extravagance of roses. The lobby and front desk overflow with bunches of them, and the scent is pretty oppressive. Jeremy, my biological father, is down on one knee, right in the middle of them. He's kneeling in front of Mum. Mum, who doesn't like roses and never has. She may even be a tinsy bit allergic to them, though Chris and I think it's all in her mind. I'm not proud of what I did, he says. I look at Angelica and you. I've wasted so much time, he says. He seems short of words. Oh, God. I make myself invisible. It's easy this time because nobody's looking at me or for me, or has even remembered I always come home from school around this time. I can see her thinking. The roses can see her thinking she's taking so long. His knee must be beginning to ache. Jeremy, she says at last, which is his name but doesn't really give much away. If you'll have me, he says, I will try to make it up to you and to her for the rest of my life. Cue Chris, all dishevelled and holding a cracked tile. Molly, I need a word. Give us a minute, says Mum to Jeremy. He doesn't look happy, being left on one knee in a field of roses. I'm guessing he doesn't like them much either, but is trying to be romantic. Roses are what older men do when they're trying to be romantic. As she moves over to Chris, Jeremy gets to his feet. Hope you're not going to hassle my fiancé for a raise, he says. I mean, some of the work here is pretty shoddy. Jeremy, says Mum, it's my hotel. Sure, Pumpkin. He kisses her cheek and moves away, only not too far away. Pumpkin, says Chris. Mum does not look like someone you call pumpkin. She avoids his eyes. Chris, you wanted something? That date, we... Fiancé? Mum looks at Jeremy. Then she spots me, pretending not to listen. My invisibility cloak no longer operates at full strength. I must have had a growth spurt. She nods without looking at anyone but me and beckons me over. Well, yes. She looks at Jeremy and smiles back at me. Your father and I, we thought we'd give it a go. Be a real family. What do you think? What can I say? My mum wants to marry my dad. It's a bit late. But if it makes her happy. It's what I wished for when I started the website, so... That's great, Mum. Jeremy? Jeremy opens his arms. Call me Dad. I won't. You can't suddenly call a complete stranger Dad. But we can deal with that later. We have a family hug. I can feel Chris's eyes boring into my back. But when the hug ends and I look around, the lobby is empty. Apart from too many roses. Better late than never, I say, as Mum sneezes. I seem to remember sneezes cancel out good wishes. Still, I had the wish out there before she sneezed, so it's probably right. All right. I did not see this coming. To be continued.